We have just 3 hours to complete as many art prompts as possible in this book. How many do you think we'll do? Guess now and we'll see if you're right.
Sometimes I want to pack up all my things and move away. Paris, London, maybe even LA. But it's not far enough, far enough, far enough for me. Yeah, it gets
Well, good morning. We have 3 hours to create as many art prompts as possible. I've already done a couple of loose sketches just to keep things flowing. I'm hoping, unless everything goes wrong, we're not going to stop the timer at all. We're just going to keep going until the 3 hours are up. Got watercolor, neocolors, acrylics, alcohol markers. I think we're good to go. This is the prompt book that we used last time for the 1 hour art challenge. This was crazy. A bunch of my friends joined in, which was so much fun. We actually filled loads of pages, but this time we're keeping it a little bit more chilled. This prompt book was created by my friend Cassie from the Cassie Projects, and if you want to check out the playlist full of loads of amazing artists, that's also down below. So the very first prompt is make it delicious. Create a page filled with all your favorite Easter treats. Grab a rubber to loosely rub out these lines. For this sketch, we've got a hot cross bun. Even though it's Easter, and obviously it's definitely not Easter right now, hot cross buns are year round. I had some recently. I do that so often. This is the loose reference that I've got. I have these new acrylic markers that we can try. I'm gonna be honest, I have not swatched them. That one's bronze. Maybe those. Oh, should we go for a green for the sheet? That's something I don't normally go for, but it's quite a big area and I don't want to waste the colors I really like. Well, I guess it's not wasting if you're creating art. I think you know what I mean. Ready? Let's go. Okay, let's do the green first, I think. These markers are actually from the crazy 24-hour challenge we did recently, but we had 24 hours to fill an entire brand new coloring book. Oh, this is a really big area to color in. I don't know how I feel about using up this much paint. Maybe I will use watercolor for that. That does not look like the color on here at all, actually. That looks like something else, and that does not look like that. This is like a lovely red brown. We're gonna have to go with it. As long as it looks close enough, I'm hoping that they're so iconic that your brain will just fill in the pieces. You'll be like, oh, okay, hot cross bun, got it. It's okay, we'll work with it. I think this on here is gonna be perfect. I think watercolor tends to go through, that's why. Now, hopefully this will look close enough and we can always add a bit of patterning on top with the acrylic markers. The colors by Kuretake and Saitambe are just so pretty. It does look weird, but I'm hoping once it dries, it will be okay. I think most of this look is just the page being wet. I used IKEA paper in the Create This book before and it did the same thing, so I'm hoping that's all it is. Yeah, let's cover it up a little bit. Next, I'm gonna go for a blue and try and make the plate that this is on. Watercolor and gouache are just faster mediums. Should we do a background? A nice light color, so it kind of looks like a table. First time around, I didn't really use any paint. These are opaque watercolors, so they're actually somewhere in the middle, and it does feel like it. It does kind of feel like the best of both worlds. It is quite wet. All right, let's quickly give this a dry. Okay, I think it's patterns that might make this look better. This is like a tea towel. It's gonna need grids. Oh yeah, maybe that's better actually. Maybe if we have a couple of gaps. And then we'll do a slight grid like this. And I guess it's kind of underneath, so it would actually not join up. Grab a blue. Try and get this as round as possible. Maybe add some patterning as well to this. I think that will make it a little bit less obvious that there's like pencil lines underneath. Make it look a bit more like butter, I guess. Just something to make it a little bit less obvious that there's this big transfer mark. These are quite watery, these ones. 2 hours 37 left. I think we're gonna need to blast this with a hairdryer, but I'm a little scared because that is acrylic and it might crack. I'll pop something down there so that we can flip it over and it won't be touching, but we don't need to use a hairdryer. Next up, that is too cute. Design a cute baby animal or character. And can you guess what we're gonna try and draw? That's right, we're gonna try and draw this cute little doggy. I think it's an English bulldog with black. black. We're gonna try and make this a cute little cartoon dog, but using a black acrylic marker for the line work, and then going in with alcohol markers to fill in all the gaps. And I don't think I've ever done this before. Not in this way, not with black that's acrylic. It's gonna be interesting. Pastel rose. Could do glass green. Trying to pick out colours that I don't normally go for, like a green for the background. Generally, I do normally lean towards things like oranges, pinks, purples, blues. Those are the colours that I gravitate towards. Sometimes I do like a good pastel yellow. So it's these greens that are often overlooked. Unfortunately though, this one appears to be kind of running out. The first half is absolutely fine, but now I am just struggling to get anything out. Gonna have to top this one up with alcohol and see what happens. I have done that before. I've done that with about half of the markers that I have. You might have seen it in a Daily Doodle Diary episode. And it kind of works. They are a little bit more smelly, but you can kind of use isopropyl alcohol to top up alcohol markers. Just be careful because it does actually change the color. You are diluting it. That doesn't bother me too much though. I like pastel shades. Now this dog technically is white with bits of brown, so we're having to use other colors. Otherwise it would look really plain if we just left the entire thing white. So we're kind of making up the shadow colors. I guess it would probably be like a light blue or a light purple, and this is the lightest one that I have. Although this pink, I did not think this pink would look this pink. This is very bright. This is not the cute little rose pink I thought it would be. Kind of neon, but we're gonna try and make it work. Add more color than there actually is, and try and bring a little bit of dimension. Looking at it now, I think a light yellow also probably would have worked for this. Maybe highlights. Prompt number 3 is less of a prompt and more of a colouring page. I kind of love that Cassie does this because it really breaks up the book. There were a few last time in the Christmas one that I completed, the whole thing in 24 hours. So it's nice to have a little break, be able to chill and just colour in a cute little house. I turned it into a cute little thatched cottage. We've got a limited colour palette, a little bit more what I'm used to, reaching for the pinks. We've got a lovely dark red in there, some browns, almost realistic colours, and also using the chisel end to try and add some dimension to the thatched roof. I'm not gonna lie, I am one of those people that doesn't really use the chisel tip. I always reach for the brush, but I'm trying to force myself to create a little differently. And in this case, I think it worked. I don't know, what do you think? Chisel tip, yay or nay? Fine liners and a messy look with watercolor. Let's create a quick piece.
There's pain in the struggle, and there's beauty in the pain. So if love is a struggle, I guess there's beauty in everything. There's peace in a heartbreak, and there's fire in the rain. So if everything means nothing these days, baby, then let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me.
For this prompt, I want a collage. I've got lots of papers and we're just gonna tear them all up and stick them in. Just go with the flow and see where it takes us. A loose landscape, I guess. Now originally I had the idea to stick in various pieces of paper and draw on top. I'm gonna be completely honest, I tore up all of these pieces of paper, picked out the sheets, and I just wanted to stick them down. I wanted to create a collage. So instead we're picking a lot of the green pieces that are going in the bottom, and then the lighter pieces are going at the top. Hopefully this might look a little bit like a landscape, but yes, that's literally all we're doing. We are tearing and sticking. And I think this might be the most fun piece of the lot. If you haven't tried collage, I can completely recommend it. I think it might just surprise you. It's a lot of fun. The colour palette is cute and pastel. We've got 42 minutes left. So let's try and make a cute scene. Technically, I guess this could be considered lo-fi, but it's probably not gonna look anything like that because we're using acrylic markers instead. And a lot of those are alcohol markers or watercolors. That's the kind of look they have. This is a little bit too opaque and bold for that, but you get the gist. That's what we're doing. I'm wanting to test myself, use the colors that we have and try and make it work. So that's why a lot of the wood is kind of looking like a really ugly brown color, because I didn't think it would look like that, but we're not reaching for any other colors. It's kind of chaotic. These are very bright. The walls are all different colors, and some of these are running out. It's so sad. That lovely, beautiful lilac color is kind of drying up. I might have to try that water technique where you add a little bit of water to them and bring them to life, but unfortunately then it will be even less opaque. But it might be time. I am clinging on to these markers. I've used them so much and I love them, to the point where a lot of them are kind of drying up. But we're adding lots of details down with the same colors, making the most of a limited color palette, and it turned out pretty cute. We'll flip through them all at the end. 21 minutes. The prompt is, I gave you a bunch of stems, can you add the flowers? And unfortunately some of the markers went through, so we're gonna have to use markers again to try and cover this up. A transfer sheet is always necessary. Don't know why I forgot that. You can literally see where it's gone through. So Cassie's given us a bunch of stems and we need to add some flowers on top. So of course we're going to do exactly that, but I want to go for a loose line work sort of style, especially because the acrylic markers do kind of go through the page. We've learned now that the paper can't handle too much. It is just Amazon paper. So instead we're going to try and keep this one to one layer, add some line work and loosely fill in the middle, keeping the line work as is. It's like a sketchy style, and there are 13 minutes left. I'm hoping that we'll be able to just rub out those pencil lines. Then this piece will be all done and we've got 13 minutes left. They're down now, they're not budging. We can do a little bit around the flowers, but that is it. Okay, next up we've got add to the line. You could add washing or even a family of birds. We're going for the washing look, obviously. Very simple. We've just got a few items here. I think this will be a really quick one. Oh, I don't know. I don't think we'll have time to do both. Can you believe I actually thought there might be time to do 2 entire pieces? There is no way that we would ever be able to draw 2 pieces in 13 minutes. I mean, I say that, but some of you guys in the 1 hour challenge actually did amazing. But I don't think that I can do that, especially not when we're trying to keep this chill. I guess I just forgot for a moment. And we're adding some washing on a line. There was a little bit of time left where we probably could have started another one, but I sort of decided halfway through this one that there is no point. We might as well just add a nice little background with the 1 minute 41 that's left, rather than leaving it blank and trying to mess up another one. So, a sky with clouds and a very quick piece of grass underneath to complete the final prompt and 3 hours of art. This watercolor has honestly been a lifesaver. There's no way we would have been able to complete this background without it. Like, look how much quicker it is. And without this prompt, I never would have thought to draw something like this. We have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. And here's a quick flip through every single page. We've used a ton of different mediums, taken it a little bit more chill than last time. Considering we did 6 last time in 1 hour, that was crazy. Like, how crazy was that? And I hope you've enjoyed seeing this art challenge too. If you have, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you back here in a few days' time for a new video. Bye bye.